You don't have to justify your dreams to anybody. Hello world, and welcome to my channel, where I share my writing journey, talk about books, and even, on occasion, shake things up. In this week's video, I would like to share with you my top 7 tips for busy moms who would like to write a book, but perhaps struggle with issues regarding time management, motivation, and all of those other day-to-day challenges. Believe it or not, despite the fact that parenting does require time and resources, it does give you a few unexpected advantages. Let's talk about how we can harness those to make our dreams come true. Before I get into the content of today's video, if you enjoy my work and would like to support it, please smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell. I post new videos every Wednesday, and I would be honored if you would come along with me on my journey to make my writing dreams a reality. Additionally, if you're interested in seeing some of these tips in action, check out my vlog series entitled How to Write More, where I endlessly experiment with ways to write more words and get more stuff done. I hope you like charts and bullet journals because it is chock full of them. Now let's get into it. Number 1. Accept that we will face different challenges than someone who doesn't have kids. I found that the sooner that I just accepted this as a reality of life, the easier it got for me to acknowledge my situation objectively, rather than letting my own self-pity get the best of me. By acknowledging that yes, our constraints are going to be different, we can strategize around these obstacles and figure out a way to best manage our time. Number 2, turn these challenges into strengths. Find meaning in them. I find that it's really easy for me to get bogged down in the daily stresses of life sometimes, to the point where maybe it's not so easy to see the larger picture of what I'm doing. However, while the demands of parenting can be stressful, they also give my life a tremendous amount of meaning. Who am I working so hard for if not my family? Who else is going to ensure that my family's future is better than what it could be if I hadn't bothered picked up the pen at all? I truly believe that love is the most powerful motivator in the universe, and my family is an endless inspiration for me to always work harder and to never give up. 3. Use voice dictation to stuff words into the cracks of your day. What do I mean by this exactly? It's easy. Rather than depending on finally getting an hour or two of silence in the wee hours of the morning or late at night, incidentally, it's 2:30 in the morning right now, but rather than depending on this, start looking for intervals of 1 to 5 minutes throughout your day where you can put a few sentences down in Google Doc. I can't tell you how often I've stood at the stove cooking dinner, stirring a skillet with one hand and holding my phone in the other, yammering out a paragraph or two while I caramelize some onions or whip out a Mornay sauce. Obviously, this method works best when you're in the brainstorming phase or even the drafting phase and not necessarily revising, at least for me, because for me, revising means being able to flip through documents and having to do a lot of searching around, stuff that I can't just do with voice dictation. But it's good food for thought. Where can you slip those few sentences in? What are the tiny interstitial periods of your day that allow you to maybe sneak in a paragraph or two? Number 4, bullet journaling is your friend. I mentioned in the introduction to this video that in my monthly writing vlog, How to Write More, I use bullet journaling to help keep me on track. Bullet journaling really helped me get my act together. Incidentally, my kids just got up, despite the fact that I literally got up at 1 in the morning to film this video. They are now awake, so what can I tell you? Expect interruptions, expect and embrace interruptions. By creating a list of chores that I want to do repeatedly every day, I can see at a glance what chores maybe I've slacked off on, what areas of my life maybe that I've been deprioritizing, things that I should start shifting my focus to. That's a nice way of saying procrastinate on, isn't it? Which brings me to, it's okay to look after yourself and to take a day off if you need to. Thanks, honey. She's helping to keep my baby from crying while I film this. Very sweet of her. Like many moms, I find prioritizing self-care to be incredibly difficult. because taking days off makes me feel lazy and guilty. I always feel like time is nipping at my heels, like I'm somehow not living up to my potential by chilling out for just a second. Regardless, studies show that taking some time off can actually increase your productivity over the long term, which I'll go ahead and link to in the description below. By intentionally scheduling a few days off every week, you are allowing your brain to recover from the marathon of work that you just put it through, and prepare for the week ahead. For me, the act of putting something on my schedule makes me feel like I'm not slacking off, because I'm doing exactly what I planned to be doing. Besides, even if family time doesn't have a monetary value, it's one of those things that adds a tremendous amount of meaning to my life and gives me the strength to continue plowing ahead, even when my motivation is low. Number 6. Use the science of sleep to your advantage. Joe Rogan once had a guest on his podcast named Dr. Matthew Walker, a sleep scientist with an abundance of important information on the science of falling asleep and how you can improve the quality of your own rest. The next time you're cleaning house, I highly recommend that you check out this podcast, which I have also linked in the description below. I found it very useful in creating a bedtime routine for both myself and my kids, as ironic as it might sound, given that my kids are now awake behind me and I have to keep stopping in order to take care of the youngins. But having a bedtime routine can be very helpful for allowing you to get up and get some work done while everyone else is asleep. Obviously, it doesn't work every time, case in point, and that's just life sometimes. Some of Dr. Walker's tips include taking a shower or bath before you go to bed, because doing so heats you up. Once you get out of the shower and into bed, your body temperature decreases by 2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a signal to your brain that it's time for sleep. Also, keeping your hands and feet warm encourages your blood flow to go to your core, which is also a signal for your body that it's time for bed. And of course, keeping your room cool is always a good idea. Personally, I love sleep because I don't love the idea of getting Alzheimer's disease when I'm older. So quite frankly, anything I can do to get more sleep, I am down with. And number 7, perhaps the strangest tip on my list, lucid dreaming. Did you know that you can train yourself to realize that you're dreaming while you're dreaming? And once you realize that you've found yourself within a dream, you can actually control the contents of your dream. I know it's crazy, but it's one of the funnest hallucinatory experiences you can have, outside of illicit substances, of course. Being able to control your dreams is a good time. But it's also a very productive time. Personally, I find this to be an excellent time to brainstorm my novel, to outline, to really just have some solid one-on-one time with my imagination while my editor is tucked away in bed. When you're dreaming, your creative brain is at its best, which means that this is a great time to utilize in freeing up your imagination to work on your book. Have a conversation with your characters. See what ideas they come up with. And if your ideas suck, you know what? You're dreaming. You don't have to justify your dreams to anybody. You were just busy working in your sleep, enjoying a healthy work-life balance, right? Just make sure you keep a notebook or a pen and paper, or even your phone, beside your bed, so that way you can write down or voice dictate whatever the contents of your dream was, because you're probably going to forget most of your dream within the first couple minutes of rising. So definitely get down any revelations you had pronto. Ask me how I know. Want to know more about lucid dreaming and how to utilize it for writing? Subscribe to my channel and keep an eye out for my future video entitled How to Write a Book in Your Sleep, where I go in depth on how to lucid dream, how to best record your dreams, and all the other fun stuff to truly utilize this extremely special period of time during your day. I'm planning to release it sometime in April. So those are my 7 tips for busy writer moms everywhere, and I encourage you to give them a shot. See if they work for you. And it's totally fine if none of these are really your cup of tea. I appreciate you taking a moment to hear me out anyway. Thank you for listening to me. And now I would like to listen to you. What was one thing that really helped you level up your productivity? Please let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoy my content and would like to see more of it, please smash that like button, share this video with whomever you think would be interested, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell. I post new videos every Wednesday, and I would be honored if you would come along with me on my journey to make my writing dreams a reality. I'll see you in my next video. Take care.